If your UK-based business exports to the United States, the new wave of US tariffs has already invalidated your financial forecasts for the entire fiscal year. You do not have the luxury of waiting to see how the political dust settles. If you are sitting still, you are losing margin right now. Welcome back. Today we are bypassing the dramatic news cycle and delivering a high-level operational masterclass specifically designed for UK finance directors and supply chain executives. We are looking directly at the mechanics of import-export under extreme geopolitical stress. The US administration's aggressive deployment of reciprocal tariffs and Section 122 emergency measures has fundamentally altered the math of the transatlantic trade route. But a tariff is not a mandatory death sentence for your business. It is a legal obstacle, and like any legal obstacle, it can be engineered, negotiated, and audited out of your way. Here is the 3-pillar action plan your finance team must execute this week to secure your supply chain management and protect your cash flow. Pillar number 1. Initiate an aggressive tariff engineering review. In the volatile world of global trade, you can no longer accept your historical shipping data as a permanent, unchangeable fact. The US government does not tax products based on what your marketing department calls them. They tax them based on exactly where they fall within the harmonized tariff schedule. Your finance team must sit down with specialized US customs attorneys and initiate an aggressive HS code review. This is the practice of tariff engineering. You need to forensically examine the physical attributes, the material composition, and the essential character of your exported goods. Let me give you a practical example. Suppose your UK company manufactures high-end industrial control panels. Under your current classification, the US government considers it assembled machinery and hits you with a punitive 15% tariff. But what if you alter your supply chain management process? What if you ship the electronic motherboards in one container and the metal housings in another, sending them as unassembled parts? Suddenly your product might legally fall into a completely different chapter of the tariff schedule, one that is currently exempt from the retaliatory taxes. A single-digit change in your 6-digit HS code could legally wipe out millions of dollars in tax liability. Furthermore, you must apply for a binding tariff information ruling from US Customs. You want the US government to put in writing that your new engineered classification is legally accepted, completely insulating you from future audits at the border. Pillar number 2. Restructure your master service agreements and Incoterms. Your current sales contracts are likely your biggest financial liability. When tariffs were low and stable, UK exporters heavily utilised the Incoterm DDP, Delivered Duty Paid. It was a fantastic sales strategy because it gave the American buyer a frictionless experience. You paid the freight, you handled the customs clearance, and you absorbed the import duties. But DDP legally locks you into absorbing 100% of any sudden geopolitical tax hikes. Imagine you signed a $500,000 annual supply contract with an American distributor under DDP terms. Suddenly, the US slaps a 20% tariff on your industry. Your tax burden just increased by $100,000. Because your contract guarantees a fixed landed cost, you cannot legally send that bill to your American buyer. That entire $100,000 is violently carved straight out of your UK company's net profit. You must mandate a company-wide freeze on DDP terms immediately. Transition your buyers to DAP, delivered at place. Under DAP, you still manage the complicated ocean freight and delivery, providing excellent customer service, but the American buyer acts as the ultimate importer of record. They are legally responsible for paying the US border taxes. If your major US clients absolutely refuse to accept DAP terms, your legal team must immediately insert tariff escalation clauses into your master agreements. This clause explicitly states that the agreed-upon sale price is based on the current US tariff rate. If the US government raises tariffs between the time the purchase order is signed and the goods arrive at the port, the American buyer is legally bound to pay the percentage difference. You must structurally share the geopolitical risk. Pillar number 3. Conduct a substantial transformation audit on your origins. The US government is not just targeting British businesses, they are actively hunting for trans-shipped materials from heavily sanctioned or tariffed nations, particularly in Asia. If you are a UK manufacturer, Your procurement team might be importing cheap raw materials like specialized steel or electronic components from China or India to keep your domestic production costs low. You assemble the final product in your UK factory and export it to the US, claiming it is a product of the United Kingdom. US Customs and Border Protection is deploying advanced AI to look right through your UK address and trace the origins of your raw materials. If US Customs determines that the Chinese steel you imported did not undergo a substantial transformation on UK soil, meaning the manufacturing process was too simple or just a basic assembly, they will strip away your UK origin status. They will hit your product with the massive 250% anti-dumping and countervailing duties originally meant for the Asian supplier. You must integrate strict origin tracking into your supply chain management software today. You need a transparent, unbroken chain of custody for every single component in your product. If necessary, you must proactively pivot your sourcing strategy, completely cleansing your supply chain of high-risk foreign materials to ensure your finished goods legally withstand US origin audits. The trade war is not a temporary headline. It is the new operational reality. Stop waiting for the dust to settle. Engineer your classifications, rewrite your Incoterms, and secure your origins. Which of these 3 pillars is your supply chain currently struggling with the most? Drop a comment below and let's discuss how to bulletproof your compliance strategy. Thanks for watching. Protect your margins, audit your contracts, and see you in the next video.